What's up, you guys? It's K-Mac here, and I'm finally back to do another Tophia commentary video. For the half a dozen viewers I do have, I'm very sorry I have not been keeping up. It's just been a lot of stuff from her, and I've just had a lot of real-life stuff, just to be quite honest, and I have a lot of real-life stuff coming up at the end of this month that, I have to do every year, and it's just a lot. And she's just been there's just been a ton from Tophia Archive, and I know that she's been doing her own streams on Instagram or whatever platform that I'm not on. But yeah, I mean, I've been because I've been so bad about it, I've even been watching, I even watched some of this already, so, not the freshest of reactions, but it will still be a reaction, and most of my reaction will be probably the same. I might remember some stuff dependent, because I usually listen to stuff when I'm kind of at work, just to zone stuff out. And yeah, we'll see if I remember any of it. I will have more comments on it, but this video is about 45 minutes, so I'm hoping that this video will be an hour or less. That's my goal. And shout out to the OGs, shout out to Santokis, shout out to Heinsbug, shout out to VokalTheSlugcat. You're the guy that told me I just really need to grind it out, and you're right. I do need to just grind it out if I want to do this, and have people watch it consistently. I do need to just grind it and just do it, whenever I'm able to. I just really feel like I have not had the time to devote to something that, for me, with the small amount of views I get, I'm not generating money off of this, and that's not my goal right now. My goal is just to have fun with this, because it's fun to comment on Tophia. And I think also that's her problem with social media. She's putting the cart before the horse. Like, most people I've heard on YouTube who are successful on YouTube said they just started it as something that they kind of wanted to do while they either already had a job or had a job adjacent to what they were putting their content out on. And, just over time, the channel became big enough to where it was making them more money than their jobs and stuff. And Tophia just jumps in thinking that, because she has X amount of views or likes or whatever on a platform, that she just instantly deserves and is entitled to all this income and money from it. But that's just not how it works at all. It's just not how it works at all. And there are tons of small channels that only get, I don't know, maybe 10 to 20,000 views per video that are doing quite well. So yeah, but I'm not at that point yet. And again, the point for me is to just have fun right now. And if it ever gets to that point, that's cool. But if not, I just like talking about Tophia, because Tophia is crazy. And I've noticed in the comments, more and more people are agreeing with just how crazy she is, and I'll get into more of that later. But anyway, we'll get started in 1 second here. Hang on 1 second. Okay, so once again, shout out to Santoki, shout out to Heinsbug, shout out to VokalTheSlugcat. I'm trying to grind, just like you suggested. Shout out to the lovely Tophia Archive, and shout out to my one fan I got so far, Ray D. So let's do this.
I just want to die. I have mommy issues.
Subscribe if you enjoy, please.
Very positive start.
What are you asking more about? Oh. Hey guys. No, I'm not.
See how her volume's coming. Hopefully her volume's coming up good.
That's not.
Up it a little bit more, just.
Can't even go anywhere. I want to go swimming, but I won't be able to do anything until after summer.
I'm gonna speed her up a little.
Are still closed, but I don't know. Nah, I don't have a boyfriend. I ate dinner, but it was still kind of cold, and I didn't want to reheat it again.
By the way, again, I watched a lot of this. I watched vocals and stuff. Tophia has been getting progressively crazier, and I do believe, based on my experience around lots of different people with mental illness and my outpatient treatments and everything, ranging from everything from bipolar to schizophrenia to combinations of these things. I believe Tophia either has schizophrenia or some type of schizoaffective or schizotypal disorder. My mom also taught students with those conditions as well. as like severe CP. So I was around it a little bit growing up, and then I was around it a bit as an adult too, just by nature of being around these places. And it would explain a lot about her. It would explain how she can't get a job, or how she's unwilling to, all the delusions and fantasies that she has about everything, her inability to save money. I mean, it would explain a lot. And yeah, I'm not a doctor, so I guess I can't say this with certainty, but she definitely displays a lot of symptoms of that on top of all her other madness and craziness. So I definitely think Tophia actually be crazy for real. But anyway, let's get going. That's just wanted to get that out of the way.
So some of it was warm. I just ate it. I'll just eat it.
Because I heard her say some crazy stuff in this one already when I watched it earlier.
I don't have a girlfriend. I don't have anyone, so you can't see.
She doesn't have anyone. Take note, she just said that.
I wish I was getting paid on here, but I'm not. You can't see my face.
Also take note of that as well. Take note she has no friends and she's not getting paid on here. She just said that.
I ate Salisbury steak, but it was still cold. I wish I could sleep all day.
I don't know if I've ever had Salisbury steak in my whole life.
And I have money, and that makes no sense. People say it's like, oh, you're rich. But then I broke the 10, I don't even know. 31.
Tophia, who has ever said, oh, you're rich to you?
If I had one wish, I would wish, I don't know. Is that what the question was? Which do you have one wish? If I had one wish, I would go back in time. That would be my wish, to go back in time. Yes, I'm still doing cameos.
What would you fix though if you went back in time? Are you going back in time to when you're a toddler and telling yourself, hey, you should maybe like study hard and get into a good college and go get a good job? Or are you going back in time and be like, hey, if you do this TikTok dance, it'll go viral and you'll make a lot of money, like the backpack kid? Like, what are you? Why are you going back in time?
It was cold, so I still ate it anyways, and then freaking out.
Is it just to save your brother? Why wouldn't the wish then to just for your brother to be alive? Like clearly she's going back in time for more than one reason. She wants to change a lot.
It was frozen, and then
God, that makeup. I never, like, when I would read comments about, like, the unblended makeup and stuff, I'm a dude, and, like, my wife does her makeup, so I don't know shit about it, and I read these comments, and, like, now I know what that means, like, because I'm looking at her eyes, and it just looks like she smeared, like, red shit, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't blend. I guess that's exactly what it means. It doesn't blend. It doesn't look natural. It looks like she looks like a clown. Pogo the clown, John Wayne Gacy. He's Pogo the clown.
Knowing that you guys don't understand, I don't have a stable place.
No, we definitely understand that, Tophia.
With me from one place to another.
But that's what you've been doing.
I have to do. My mom's stuff is getting stolen at the shelter. My brother will get stolen. She can't stay.
See, this is her, and this is where the paranoia and stuff comes in. She thinks that someone will steal ashes, and yes, a lot of stuff does get stolen at those shelters, but generally it's not human remains. They're not gonna get anything for that at the pawn shop, I promise you. No one, like, the likelihood of that, yes, a lot of things get stolen in these places. I'm speaking because I know people who used to live in them. They didn't like to keep stuff there, or certain stuff there. If they had a car, they'd keep it there instead, or they'd give it to someone else, or just make sure that they were always there around it, or whatever, But, like, thinking that someone's gonna steal human remains is extremely paranoid. Like, no one's trying to steal remains.
I'm being put from one place to another.
And again, she could put him in storage, and she made a comment in one of the videos like, oh, well, it's too hot in there, like, you know how hot it was when they cremated him? The ashes are going to be fine from like 120 degrees. Even if it's 140 inside of that thing out there in that part of the US. If it's not air conditioned storage, let's say. It's 140 degrees. I'm sure he'll still be fine. Tophia.
I had just bought her that laundry soap to wash, and they stole it. They stole something else too. Like, they took her walker, mind you, and she had to get a new one. Or, I don't know. All I know is they gave her I don't know. No, I don't think they took her walker. But anyways,
Okay, so
she didn't get the
Tophia.
walker.
Oh, they took her walk. Well, actually, maybe. Oh, wait, no, they
I don't have a
didn't.
stable place because I
Okay.
moved from one place to another. So.
Great story there.
Because she can only walk so far since after the accident, she gets dizzy when she walks far distances. And
How does
she
it-
can only walk so much before she can't walk.
How does a walker solve that though? A walker helps you with the mobility aspect, like when it's physically difficult for you to move from point A to point B, but a walker doesn't help you with the endurance aspect. Like, maybe it does. I don't.
Distances. And she from one place to another. So because she can only walk so far since after the accident, she gets dizzy when she walks far distances.
Like how would so like again like a walker is not gonna. You're still gonna have to walk the same amount of distance.
And she can only walk so much before she can't walk.
That sounds like she doesn't need the walker, but that's just
So
me.
my plan is to survive. And so you in the hospital ward.
Plan is to survive, you guys. What high expectations she has for herself.
I don't know. But I think she was going to physical therapy. They wanted her to be able to walk before she left the hospital, so she was doing good. But why would I put his urn in storage? Do you know how hot it gets?
Yeah, see, I knew that she was going to talk about that. Yeah, even if it's 140 in there, do you know how hot it gets in a cremation oven? You know, I just want to know. Because I actually like to look things up and, like, you know, educate myself on what I'm talking about. Unlike Tophia, how hot does it get for cremation? Just a quick Google. Between 1400 and 1800 Fahrenheit, so approximately 760 to 90, up almost 1,000 degrees Celsius. I think his ashes will be fine, Tophia. I even think the urn will be fine if it's ceramics, and ceramics are meant for, I mean, they're very brittle, but they're very good at dealing with heat and stuff. That's why I use them for, like, shuttles on the space, on spacecraft.
Because I don't even know my brain.
Ceramic tiles for, like, on the space
And I have to
shuttles and on
and a
stellar
lot of things
capsules.
aren't helping, so my mom is okay.
Now we have like
No, I am
ablative
not
heat
spreading his
shields
ashes.
that
That's
are
not what my
part
mom wants.
ceramic, part
Well, see, she
other
had
material.
to be broken. She goes,
Potentially
"Yeah, but
aerogels too, maybe.
but they're buried in storage."
Anyway, I'm
I
getting
had
off
bought her
topic.
some hearing aids, but
Talking
they
about
ended
like
up in
crazy
storage.
science stuff in a
And
Tophia Chew video.
Yeah,
What's
so
wrong
I
with me?
got them from Walmart when I was at the other.
Oh my god, I made a joke comment on Vocal's video because there's, it might be in this video, but like there's a, you just hear like this loud airplane go by, and I was just like joking. Tophia's filming at the airport now. It's like the last place left that she can go to.
I can't do it anymore. I really can't do this anymore. Mentally, I'm checked out.
Is that it right there, the airplane? I don't know, that was something loud in the background. But no, it's a distinctive plane.
It was still a little bit
That
cold,
is a plane though. She must be filming near an airport at this point.
You know what bothers me?
I mean, that's probably gonna help the weirdos who like track her down and stuff find her, because you get, it's definitely near an airport. You hear a plane very audibly later on. Sorry about that.
100% appreciate if people would stop doing that. That does not help someone that is struggling.
What?
I already know that. How many times does that have to be said? I am not like everyone else. I still have to breathe and do a lot of things. Right now, I do not want to be here, so I don't need safety that everyone goes through everything. What does that got to do with me? I already know that. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. My mind is. I'm hurting, and I don't know. I just want to go.
Tophia is tired and exhausted, you guys, from all the hard work she does.
I'm not going there with people.
God, these videos are so terrible. This is just all she used to do on TikTok, is videos like this. Like, I know that all these videos too, like, she's like lip syncing them. This is all she just used to do on TikTok. This was her content. This is what she thought would make her a lip. It's wild. This is wild. These are like the laziest fucking 10-second videos ever. Like, how can you call this a job? How can you call this work? You're putting nothing into it. This is so lazy. Like, it's not even your content. You're lip syncing over someone else's content. you're imitating their exact body actions and everything. Like, wow, this just kind of pisses me off now. Learning, like looking and learning about this.
I just don't want to have to hit that.
Like, wow, you're so unoriginal that your content is just lip syncing other people's videos and content. Like, what? That's like some Carlos Mencia joke stealing shit. I don't know. God, Tophia, do not fucking move your legs like that. Nobody's into that.
And I'm so sick of people being like, well, life is hard for everyone.
Life is hard for everyone. Don't tell me that my life is not hard and that I haven't had to go through shit. You know, gotten clean twice in my life, been an outpatient for years, did 3 years of probation, and actually, you know, she talks about racism and police and stuff. I've actually been harassed by the cops. If you've never been arrested 2 days in a row by the same police officer just because he recognizes you and knows that you're probably in possession of something again, you know, get back at me when you've been arrested by the same cop 2 days in a row, Tophia. Talk about harassment and all that shit all the time.
Why do people gotta make things so difficult and try to like?
God, that shit looks so bad on her.
It's not about me. Well, I'm not doing it because of what people want. I'm doing it because of what I want. I don't know. I can't function anymore. I want to shut it down. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to enjoy life. And that's where I'm at. I just want to die. And I had a conversation with somebody and I forgot to respond.
I left the comment on this video. I just want to scroll down so you guys can see it because I'm almost positive. It's not, I thought it was referencing this time. Well, here's my comment. The lovely Tophia Archive gave it a heart. Actually got almost 100 likes on it. I was born with glass bone and paper skin. Every morning I break my legs and every afternoon I break my arms. That's Tophia, you guys. She is the uniquely suffering human being.
They want to come, they want to make friends, but I don't want to make friends anymore. I'm so sick and tired of it. It's not that I don't believe people, it's that I don't trust people.
She said earlier, remember, she has no friends and no one in her life.
I don't need people or any of that good. And they want to be my life. That's already, I don't want to have to deal with someone leaving my life. And I just don't. For me, I don't want
Tophia, the person who wants everything handed to her, thinks she needs no one in her life to help her.
I just don't want to hear about it.
Sure. Sure, it's going to end really well for you, Tophia. I've said before she's going to end up under a bridge because she's already proven that her level of degeneracy is that she would rather be homeless than live in a shelter than get even the most meager of jobs to help herself. Which is wild. That's a wild thing to be willing to accept, being homeless over getting like a fucking 9 to 5 at CVS. I mean, that's absolutely insane. At least when I was, you know, not participating in society, I was like using a highly addictive substance that gives you a huge boost of dopamine. You know, like I was throwing my money away, but it was to get like this huge release of pleasure and stuff. And like she instead is just throwing her life away for nothing. She's getting nothing out of it. It's so baffling to me. Like, you know, I knew what I was trading everything for, right? I knew I was trading money in normal life for that feeling and chasing that feeling because you don't maintain it for long, but she's trading it for just squalor and despair, and it's just very, it's hard for someone like me to understand because I'm a pretty logical minded person in my opinion.
If you wanted me to be better, then you wouldn't have caused me to be
pretty logical thinking, pretty math based. I'm pretty good at writing because my grandma was an English teacher and major, so she taught me from a young age all that type of stuff. But like she starts talking about like psychics and tarot later in this. And also, you wouldn't have harassed me and caused as much problems as you did. I didn't harass you, Tophia. Once again, it's this you that she likes to use when it's I would be willing to bet the actual percentage of people that do it relative to her viewers is probably in line with other lolcows, where it's it's probably it might be higher than 1%. People like Tophia because they get a lot of they attract a lot of weirdos too. Anyone that does that's a weird calls jobs and makes lolcow these people. Anyone who interacts with these people or tries to make their lives worse is a loser. And they're just as bad as Tophia, which is hilarious because they're trying to make her life worse, but in reality, they're just proving that their life is just as bad as hers. And yeah, like more suicide dating.
I can't. I don't have any friends, so.
But yeah, as I've also said too, no one can make Tophia's life worse than Tophia herself. So sorry, I'm gonna try and stop pausing so much. I want to get through this one quicker too. You do have a way to. Oh my God! What an ignorant ass statement, or just an intentionally obtuse one. Either way, wow, that is so not true. You just refuse to take any even the smallest of opportunities to better your position. You refuse. Tophia doesn't want to just make money for other people, you guys. So she wanted to DoorDash, by the way, remember, but she wants to be her own boss, make her own money. DoorDash definitely wouldn't have been her boss. Talks about that later in this one or another one. I don't remember. This is pissing me off right now already. I remember it being funnier earlier. Or the second viewing. Taste isn't as good.
No, I didn't tell my story. I have to pay it. I know that I need to do this to my mom, but I just can't.
She didn't sell the storage, but she hasn't paid it yet. I don't know what she's gonna pay it with. So she actually might lose all that shit. Maybe that's why she refuses to put her brother there, because she knows that she's just eventually not going to be able to pay it anymore. What happens when she can't pay her phone bill anymore? Like, I know she's talked about this, about she's had an Obama phone before. I actually got an Obama phone. Why not? When I was on Medicaid, you're allowed to get a free one when you're on Medicaid, so why not? I got a second. You're a fool to not take advantage of that. I mean, the data was terrible, but, to have a second phone number to give out, to, screen for spam and stuff like that, it was awesome. But yeah, the data on it's terrible, very, very limited data. It allows you to, get to do stuff like submit job applications, go to websites, stuff. It doesn't allow you to stream video all day or stream yourself, on Instagram or TikTok or whatever all day. That's not what it's designed for. It's designed for you to be able to call people, call jobs, get in touch with more airplanes and stuff. She's at an airport. I mean, this is wild. Hanging out right by an airport. Because I live not that far. I live just outside New York City. But even my 15, 30 miles out, the planes aren't that low. She's close to one. She's in the city, She's near an airport.
Not theirs, yours, even though I didn't do anything to exist. I'm easily discarded. You always say having a job, right? It doesn't make sense. Stop using that as an excuse to be able to bully someone or harass someone. You never want to take it.
It's not an excuse to bully or harass you. Telling someone to get a job is not bullying and harassing them. You bully and harass people. You are such a bully. Oh my God, Tophia, you're such a fucking hypocrite.
When people leave you, that's your fault, not theirs.
When people leave you, that's your fault, not theirs. Well, that's not always true. But if you're the common denominator and every single person in your life is left, then yes, that is true. That's not always true, though. If one person in your life leaves, that doesn't mean it's always your fault. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it isn't. You can maybe need to be retrospective on it later. I have a story about that. I'm not going to get into it, though. But basically, my best friend I grew up with, sort of just one day dropped me. Knew the guy since I was 5 years old. We were about 19, 20. Dropped me like a bad habit.
It's not working.
One of the hardest things I've ever gone through. She talks about losing a friend she knew for a little bit. This dude I knew for 15 years. You know what I mean? At this point, I haven't known him equally as long at this point in my life, which is a wild thought because even in my 20s and 30s, like, you know, I met this guy when I was 5, and we were best friends, like, inseparable until around 18 or 20. Like, and losing that was really painful. And she talks about, like, losing this shelter friend that she knew.
Life is great. No, it's not. Life is a wonderful.
And then she's S-baiting over it and stuff. Like,
life sucks. People are shitty.
woe is
I
me.
just wanna go. I don't know.
Tophia, no one else has ever suffered like you. No one else has ever lost a relationship, a friendship,
What
you
is
know.
happening to me is off the social media, and it's also social media, but it's more so off social media.
I'm just gonna rewind that so we all hear that again.
Well, what is
Listen.
happening to me is off the social media, and it's also social media, but it's more so off social media. I don't need.
That was the biggest she contradicted herself mid-sentence. But not even just mid-sentence this time, like like it was the immediate word after. She said, hang on a second. Sorry guys, there are some people outside talking kind of loudly that might have been getting picked up. But so what she just said was, this is totally offline. Well, some of it's online, but it's mostly offline. That was the exact sentence she just said. So she contradicted the first thing she said in the next 2 words, and then conceded. Amazing, just amazing.
Want to tell me anything, seriously. Me and my mom could go do things when we have a place, but we don't have a place right now, and I'm tired of being stuck somewhere and not being able to go out or be able to do things, because now I'm not even going to get into it.
Man, do you know what might remedy that, Tophia?
If you really cared, then stop caring, just please.
If you really cared, then stop caring. Yeah, woe is me, nobody cares, nobody cares, nobody cares. Oh, everyone stop caring, stop caring, stop caring. Woe is me, nobody cares, nobody cares, nobody cares. Everyone stop caring, stop caring, stop caring. Okay, Tophia. No, you're not you do not get victim blamed. That's all in your mind. But you do consider yourself the biggest victim. You do consider yourself the biggest victim since Emmett Till. I mean, like, you make it out like you've gone through the most unique, horrible struggles that no other human being has ever gone through. Meanwhile, you see here in the background doing stupid ass TikTok. Sorry about that. I had to get up for a second. Yes, TikTok dances. Yeah.
Check out. I just want to detach from everything.
Yeah, Tophia, no one else has ever had depression before. In fact, no, you're the first person to have depression. That's why you always bring up how there's all these medications with all these side effects. If you guys didn't know, medicines have side effects, you guys. There's side effects. And, you know, like, you shouldn't have to just take a pill to be happy, but at the same time, I'm miserable and want to, you know, leave the planet, so. If the option is take a pill to be happy or feel so miserable that I want to off myself and leave the planet, I'll go with option 2. I mean, that's what she's saying. That's what she says. She's going to argue that in a little bit. I'm pretty sure she says it in this video, as well as another previous one.
We're not even talking about them. And you're asking me why would I hang out with them after that? First of all, I haven't hung out with them. Second of all, we are not talking.
I don't even know who she's talking
why
about.
you were mentioning
Them.
I'm not hanging out with anyone. Did I say I was hanging out with anyone? I said I have nobody. So where are you getting the idea that I'm hanging out with someone? And even if I choose to hang out with someone, and if in the future something happens, so be it. So what is it of you?
If in the future something happens, like something happens, like...
I had to learn to forgive people long ago. I don't need to go to a mental health clinic. I don't need someone to tell me, oh,
She is like the least forgiving person, the most petty person ever. She holds grudges forever. She remembers stuff from forever ago. Like, she's so petty. Well, she doesn't remember. She'll just look it up to be petty. She doesn't have the, like, she doesn't have good memory. Just say that.
I don't need anyone to
She
try
has
to
a
act like
terrible memory, in fact, to say the least.
Stop acting like no matter what someone tells me, I'm never gonna be okay. I don't want to have to deal with this pain.
I mean, like, what?
It to go away, and I don't.
All she does is complain and does nothing to try and help it
No,
or
it
treat
doesn't.
it.
People are happy and
Doesn't
living
exercise,
their
doesn't
lives
take
as if I never
antidepressants.
existed. That hurts. I want to.
Well, Tophia, what? Like, do you know that I exist? Hey, Tophia, what's my name? What's even my username that I say at the beginning of this video? It's KMac, by the way. Not that you would know that.
I gotta process all this.
Why are you so special that we should all, like, what?
I gotta fix it, and I gotta be 100% okay when I'm not.
No, you don't. You think everyone in the world is 100% okay? All the time? You think every day I get up going to work, like, yeah, I feel 100%. I'm ready, you know? Are you out of your mind? I wake up every day, like, worried, like, hey, is today the day I might, you know, relapse and destroy my life and my marriage and everything I've rebuilt over, you know, years and years and years.
You can do whatever you want.
I actually don't wake up thinking that every day anymore, just to clarify that. I rarely think that anymore, but it is something that I do think about from time to time.
Having a hard time, and they tell me to down 980. That's all they're gonna do is ask me some questions, and I'm gonna be like, oh, my thoughts are still gonna be the same. I've already talked to them twice. They're not gonna really do anything. The only thing they're gonna do is do
Once again, why bother? Keep trying, you know? Like, Tophia tried it once, you know? I honestly don't even know if I believe that she tried it that many times. I believe maybe once. And, but why keep trying something? You know, you can just give up and do nothing. Why bother trying medication when you can just give up and do nothing? Hey, another plane.
I don't need that. I don't need to get
Another plane, you guys.
I'm tired of going from one place to another and not getting my housing.
Tophia, why haven't you gotten your housing?
I'm tired, I'm exhausted, and I'm done.
Isn't it because you messed some stuff up on the housing forum? Also, you're insane if you think you're gonna get, like, the wait lists for these things are years in most instances. And if she had messed stuff up and had to start again, she's at the bottom of the pile once again. Like, there's no way. She's out of her mind. She's out of her mind. Maybe at some point, if she catches a lucky break, she'll get some Section 8 apartment where she still won't be able to pay. Like, she's still going to get kicked out. So I don't know. Like, you know.
If they want to help me get housing, then they should have already helped me to get housing. I am tired of not getting help. I am tired of feeling unsafe. I am tired of being told I'm not supposed to speak about things.
Sophia, you're tired of not getting help? Help yourself.
Major depression. Not everyone struggles with that. Oh, it's not mental loss. You're just lazy.
Go get a job. Oh, you're tired. You're done. Wow. Woe is you. You know, I my own life is just, you know, a peachy dream, Tophia.
I don't care
Fucking
about
narcissist.
some stupid mental hospital. That's not gonna help me. Here, have a pill.
She loves to be so performative, like, oh, ICE, all these poor immigrants, oh, all these poor people, the government's doing all this bad stuff, like...
Is this what society has trained people?
Such a narcissist. She doesn't give a shit. Here it is, what she starts talking about, you know, medication for depression, side effects. She'll say the word side effects, you know, like 50 times. And it's not the government doing it, Tophia. It's because now that there's a lot of people on the planet, right? Like billions, okay? And we've reached a point in civilization where humans now have the ability to not just struggle for food and water every day, but they actually have the ability to sit down and think about things, think about society, think about themselves, be introspective, be retrospective, have a perspective on life and things. We're in that stage of civilization where even the most average person can do that. They can go talk to a therapist or someone about it. They can write it down in a journal. They can stream it on the internet like Tophia chooses to. And it's...
make me feel happy. I'm still
it's like it... sorry, I'm losing my train of thought here. Like, we're at... God, I fucking feel like an idiot now. I need to remind myself.
What? Is this what society has trained people is to take a happy pill?
Oh, okay, yeah. So it's not society. It's so now that more people than ever have the ability to be introspective and retrospect, like, and have perspective on the planet and our existence in this universe. Like, even just contemplating our existence in this universe, or like if there's a god or not, can cause people to have existential crises. It can cause them to have depression, or even just thinking about their own life, thinking about, hey, my life is just, I wake up every day and go to this job I don't like and go home, like, I'm depressed over that. People nowadays more than ever have the ability to be introspective and self-reflective, and have these feelings of depression or dread and stuff like that. But we also are at a point in history where more than ever we can treat these things, and to just totally write off pharmaceuticals. So what are you doing instead, Tophia? Like, one other, she talked in another video about, like, using like alternative medicine. Like, what alternative medicine have you ever tried? You have no money. How are you gonna get it? At least an antidepressant, like, even with, like, Medicaid's gonna subsidize most of that. She's gonna pay it. She might not even have a copay. When I had Medicaid, I had like almost no copays on any. Most of them were $1 at most, except for one that was about $30. Now that I have real insurance through a job, it's much more money. She'd be getting this stuff for free too. So, like, Tophia, what's the biggest drawback to taking one? You take one, it either doesn't help you, or it gives you these dreaded, more than anything, side effects, or it helps you and you don't feel this way anymore. Like, what is the downside? If the first thing happens, you just stop taking it. And by the way, you're not going to get the medication right the first time always. Not everyone's that lucky. And yeah, there are side effects. I have to take a medication. It raises my cholesterol a little bit, and it's caused me to gain some weight. And since I haven't been exercising as much, like, I haven't been counteracting that. So, that's a side effect. But I need to take this medication for the betterment of my mental health. So, anyway, I'll let her talk for a little bit now. Not pause. You don't know that. You haven't tried. And by the way, these things aren't a replacement for grieving or anything. She thinks, oh, you just take the pill and it's over. No, Tophia. You take the pill and you keep seeing it there. It almost sounds like she thinks you would replace one with the other, when that's absolutely not the case. You actually use both of them in conjuncture. You use pharmaceuticals in conjuncture with therapy and counseling, or whatever, outpatient, whatever works for you.
I watched my brother die. I didn't even watch him die. He died next to me.
Another sentence she walked back literally in the next word. She walks stuff back sometimes within the same sentence. She has such forced, pressured speech. She's like forcing like a sentence out, and then realizes like, oh, that actually is a total lie. It doesn't make sense, and I have to walk it back immediately. That's like how pressured her speech is, and just look up what pressured speech is a symptom of.
My grandma's died around the same time my friend died on my birthday.
Also, this tangential, random cocker spaniel attention span thinking. All of a sudden, she's talking about her grandma dying.
She's gone. I haven't processed any of the
We were just talking about your brother being dead. Like,
and nothing good is ever going to happen to me, so I would just rather go instead of having to deal.
if you truly believe that, and then you know a house isn't coming, so like, why don't you do something? Like, whatever. It's Tophia, you guys. Sorry if my voice or whatever sounds not that great.
Nothing is changing my mind.
Usually have a pretty good deep voice, but it feels a little scratchy right now. I don't know how well I'm talking or how well I'm being heard.
Journaling does not help except to write down your feelings. Whoop-de-doo.
Journaling does help if you do it. I honestly haven't done it in a while, but it does help. I used to do more dream journaling because I have a lot of vivid dreams, and I used to, try. There's not really much meaning in them, but you can. It's just kind of fun to try and interpret them. I mean, some of them are actually pretty obvious. You can get there's some pretty general emotions that dreams can represent, like dread and stuff like that, fears. Journaling in general does help the average person if they do it regularly.
okay, and then
Because it's a way to express your feelings and emotions in a positive way, instead of this way that Tophia is doing it, which is negative, a negative, just, you know, to be totally non-participatory in society.
I just don't want to make friends with people.
I mean, that's the level of depression and stuff that she's operating at, where she doesn't participate in society. She lives in a homeless shelter doing nothing all day, complaining about how she doesn't get a free house and complaining about other people.
You can't sit here, right, and say that you're going to be in someone's life and you're going to be their friend forever, or whatever the case may be. You don't even know.
Who is saying that?
So I'm just
Are you the one saying that? Who is saying that they're going to be your friend forever? That's such like a 13... Who says that? Like, best friends forever? You're... Tophia, you're in your 30s. What are you talking about? Who sits down and says that with someone when they're 30? I'm gonna be there with you forever. We're gonna be best friends forever, you guys. BFFs. At 33 years old? What? Who would say that? Who would say that, Tophia? Like... I got us matching lockets, and let's pinky swear to be BFFs forever, you guys. We're 34.
Anyways, that's what I was talking about. I get that person right, and I don't mean to hurt that person. But for me personally, I just don't want to make friends anymore.
I don't mean to hurt that person, but for me personally.
That's just my... I get it. Some people are like, well, you really do care. And I understand that. But from my standpoint, I just want to be to myself.
Okay, that was totally just like just like a fragmented non sequitur sentence. That didn't make any sense, what you just said. Again, it's just her speech, like,
I just don't want anyone
makes no sense anymore, half of it. It's just nonsensical, half
I'm
of
already
it.
going through something else, so...
Which again leads me to believe to her worsening mental illness.
I don't need help. I don't need it. Saying that I'm pushing away positive energy, I don't want that. Like, you come in my position.
And why would you want positive energy when you can just bemoan your position and do nothing to change
You have
it?
no friends in the end eventually. I 100% am not going through this again.
Every time I've gotten clean, I've had to change essentially every single thing in my life. I've had to change every single person that I hang out with, every single habit that I have, every single like thing that I do. And it's unbelievably difficult and hard. And if you've never had to do anything like that, I pray that you don't have to, because having to start over is shitty. And I've had to do it more than once now. And it's embarrassing and disgusting, and you're disgusted with yourself, and you hate yourself. The self-loathing is unbelievable. You know, like, how could I have thrown... Like, I was doing so well. How could I have fucked this up again and pissed this shit away again? And you're not always lucky like me, where you get a first and a second chance. You might die before you get that second chance. Never mind that third chance. And it's...
I am not going through it. Whether or not it's going to happen
She's not willing to do
anything.
Like, again, like, to make it through 3 years of probation, you have no idea, like, what I had to do or what I had to change or, like, the things in my life I had to do to get through it were unbelievable and a real struggle. And most people don't take it seriously and they get locked up. I was taking it very seriously, as serious as you could take it.
I don't even believe in psychics, to be really honest with you.
All of a sudden we're talking about psychics. We were just talking about dead grandma, dead brother. Now we're talking about psychics and tarot card readings.
I could have a psychic read my life right now and say, what's going on? Why is this person this? They ain't gonna really tell me. I had a freaking tarot reading, right?
Tophia's pissed that a psychic isn't really gonna tell her.
And I was told
she figured out a psychic can't actually tell your future.
And something that she said, she goes like, I don't even know why this popped up in my head. She was like, but this is random, and for me, it matched everything, but then now no. And something that she wasn't, she was like, I don't even know why this popped up in my head. She was like, but this is random, and for me, it matched everything, but then now no.
But now no.
The message wasn't true, if that makes sense.
So the message was true for a little while, but now it's not.
That was given was false message. And for me personally, that voodoo stuff does not work, as people probably can do.
More voodoo with
Evil
her
stuff to
voodoo and
people,
all this
but
magic and
even if you're
tarot
using
cards.
voodoo for
What
that,
is
that's not
she
what it's
fucking
for
on?
positivity. If you're using it for that, then you're opening a whole other door to something that you don't want. And to be honest,
Well, were
there's
you
nobody
using
in
it
the
for that?
world.
How do you
For me,
know
it's
that?
crazy because
I've
it's
said
so
that before. Like, how do
you
you
know what I
know
mean?
someone
I keep
used
getting this
voodoo,
that
negative
too much
voodoo
is
on you? Who's
misleading and
telling
false.
you?
And I
How
keep
would
getting
you
this
know?
the tarot readings too, which are also misleading and false.
And she keeps doing it. Yeah, psychics, tarot cards, they're all bullshit. But I keep doing it.
She said he stopped talking to her.
Do you know why she keeps doing it? The reason she keeps doing it is she's hoping that it will say something that she wants to hear that she can use to support whatever position she's taking.
If someone is not in your life and they're not meant to be, to try to trap someone into your life is crazy. And they're not even using tarot to trap someone
That is
into their life.
crazy, Tophia. That would be crazy if you tried to trap someone in your life, wouldn't it be?
That they hang on to that. Oh, he contacted me back because the tarot reader said he would, and he did. And he didn't want to talk to me, and now he's talking to me. It's like that stupid necklace I keep getting, which I'm like, I didn't even like anything for this.
She just talked about how you have to know when someone doesn't want to be in your life, and then she's talking about like harassing someone until they give in.
Crystals, and you wear it, and it's supposed to bring the person that stopped talking to you back, and basically it's supposed to make them
talking about, hey, you know, Tophia, that's bad voodoo you're talking about. You're trying to use like magic, psychic tools to attract someone to you. That's not good voodoo. You only use voodoo for good, like to improve your situation, not to make others worse by attracting them to you.
Why is this stuff coming up when I'm not even liking it? I do watch some tarot stuff, but it's like this tarot.
Why is all this tarot stuff appearing on my algorithm when I watch all this tarot stuff? That doesn't make any sense. Okay, Tophia, are you? This is unbelievable. So funny.
They are paying actual money.
Tophia has realized that psychics are frauds that will take your money to tell you things that you want to hear. She's 34, and she's finally learning that tarot is used to make money.
There are these ads that is literally telling people to pay to know basically if this person is going to come back into your life. Why would you pay someone to tell you what you should already know? If they're not talking
That's a great question, Tophia. Why are you talking about it then? What does it matter?
Some false
You
hope
don't,
that
what?
they might come back and be like, you know what, I want to know that, so let me pay someone.
It sounds like you really do want to hear that, actually. Considering you keep harping on it over and over. Okay, so I just said that in response to you claim you just said you wanted to do it to some girl. You just said I just paused.
Do you think that spiritually they're gonna
God, this is not gonna be even close to an hour long.
I seen that on TikTok. There was this one girl that talked about how she kept thinking about this other girl, right, all the time. Her thoughts were just infatuated.
This is crazy.
I don't know, but this girl was on her mind all the time, and she was like, well, something's up. And that's when it clicked to her that maybe she might have used some tarot or something like that spiritually to trap her spiritually. And
this is just more of her paranoia and delusion.
She confronted her. She admitted.
Who is she? Who is she even talking about? Who is this she?
And especially because you do not want to trap yourself with someone forever. Because people think, oh, I can't live without them. I can't be with them forever. And then you trap them.
Nobody think. What do you?
And then you get stuck with someone you don't want to be with. And then when you want to dump them and you dump them, they're never going to leave your life. They're always going to be stuck to you like glue, super glue. And then when you try to go find
it sounds like now she's trying to imply that someone's been harassing her, trying to stay with her. When
I am on topic. It is 10:50.
Even someone else points out that she's off topic. I am on topic. No, Tophia, you're totally off topic in word salad territory. Like,
people can believe in what they want to believe. And to be honest, nobody can really tell you your future except you. You choose your
no, you can't tell your future. You can have goals and take steps to achieve them and make your future, but you can't tell your future. If you could tell your future, Tophia, do you think you would have been in that car that night? God, I hate these videos, Tophia Archive. You're fucking diabolical. This is a crime. God, I feel dirty.
It is just a way
I love my wife so much, and this
it's
is
a way
like,
to put your mind at ease.
it's like so funny that I'm like watching
Did you
that.
really believe that? Yes,
It's like not attractive to me. It's just like,
I don't know. I'm not bashing all tarot readers, but making people.
I'm not bashing alt. Okay, she still thinks some tarot readers are
Is
legit.
this really my soulmate? Am I really meant to marry?
So dumb. So dumb.
Literally taking people's money. I could get a deck of cards. Not sad because I lost my tarot cards. They were in the car. I bought some at one point. I bought
Something else, some other crap that she bought that she lost that she's more sad about than a lot of other things in her
There are
life.
some things that I've seen that are unexplainable.
She wanted to learn tarot
An actual tarot reading from some people
because there's things that you've. Can you tell me one thing you've seen that is unexplainable? Because she just made a pretty deep claim there, and the intention is obviously like the occult and like spirituality and like ghosts and all that type of shit. Can you name one time that happened to you, Tophia?
Wizard. Anyways, he used to go to the art place I was at, and he drove this van, and he had a long beard, and he looked like a wizard. Anyways, so then that's not what I'm talking about.
No, it's not.
About somebody wanting me. So anyways, I got this tarot reading from, I don't even remember the tarot reading, but I took a picture of the cards that were drawn for me. Anyways, but journaling helps you to write down.
What? Okay, so you don't remember, but you took a picture of it. So what? So what was it? What was the reading? Okay, whatever. I'm pausing too much. I gotta get through this. Just gotta plow through.
And start saying a whole bunch of stuff, and then you regret it
I
later.
need to up that.
Where you can write down your thoughts and be like, this is what I wanted to say, or write down what you're going to say before you say it, so that way you don't say something that you're.
Tophia, that'd be a really, really bright idea if you wrote things down before you said them. You know that journal you're talking about? It'd be great if you wrote stuff in there, and then instead of blasting it out on live for a bunch of strangers to hear, you wrote it down and read it and thought, you know, that's a private thought I should keep to myself. That would be, you're right.
Regret later. Yes, journaling does help in a sense. I have written down my feelings, but that's not going to work considering I get it. Eventually, I know people are going to say
that's not going to work because eventually I get it. Because I'm not hurting. So you didn't explain why it wouldn't work at all. You just totally went off topic on why other people are causing hurt and destruction to you. Taking no accountability for yourself. Woe is me, woe is me, woe is me. Nobody else is talking about all these bad things people are doing to me.
Goodbye. Go away.
Change your own shit. You're talking about no one can tell their own future, but you change your own future then. Like, what are you doing?
About tarot.
You're talking about tarot cards right now and how you believe in psychics and voodoo and shit. What are you talking? Like, where are you? Where are you right now? Are you someone that's in a homeless shelter that's grounded in reality, wanting to get a house or a Section 8 housing, which is housing or an apartment, which is where you'll actually realistically end up? Or are you in this completely delusional reality where you these two things don't even reconcile in any reality that I occupy? It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Sorry, my throat.
I just want to die. I have mommy issues.
Sorry, guys. I just fucked up. Sorry. I gotta skip.
You're gonna be in someone's life and you're gonna be there in the same mindset. Or whatever the case may be, you don't even know. Like, overheated my phone.
Sorry, I have fucking, I have a touchscreen and I kind of, knocked my computer and
It's changing my brain. Nothing is changing my mind. Maybe if you seek a therapist, then you can use the tools that are given to you to help you. I was told to join a therapist, then you...
Sorry, guys.
You were telling someone lies the whole time, and you couldn't be honest. Just be honest. I'm so sick and tired of people not being honest.
Yeah, because I knew I was further.
I've been honest.
Thank God that worked.
I'm not jealous of everyone. No, it's okay.
Yeah, Tophia's not jealous of anyone, you guys. She's not a hater at all. She's never
I have a journal. I just don't have it with me. I know it's not. But that's the thing. is like, you're sitting here saying you didn't lie things. I didn't lie to people's faces. And yes, I have said some things that were not true because to protect my safety because I get dogged.
I haven't lied to people's faces, but yes, I have said things that aren't true. Okay.
I'm not gonna tell people
That's the sentence she's gonna go with.
That's just some things I'm not gonna do, right?
He's asking you for that, by the way.
And I'm gonna say this. What I'm saying is, like, don't lie to people and then act like, never mind. It's a whole thing. And
Never mind. Yeah, she just finally can see. She's just like, yeah. What am I even talking about? And
Because
just,
it doesn't need to be said on here. And to be honest, it's really messed up to do that to someone.
she's like, yeah, whatever. Never
Them
mind.
all of this stuff.
It's just totally all
Literally, now that I
around.
look back on a conversation, it was projection. Telling someone what they want to hear and saying someone else was telling you, oh, they're telling you what you want to hear. They're telling you because they know how to get you.
That's not what
How to make you
projection
feel
is.
good, but now
Projection is
going back on
what you do all the time. Where like you project your feelings and insecurities and stuff on someone else. Like someone will say, get a job, and you'll say, you know what that means? You don't have a job. Maybe you should get a job. You're talking about someone else getting a job when you don't even have a job. You fucking lazy bum. That's projection, not what you're talking about right now. When you do that, that's you projecting onto people.
conversation.
Not what you're talking about
projection
now.
because it was you who was doing that to me. Just be honest from the get-go.
Doing what to you? That's not
People
what
were
projection
honest,
is.
that would be okay. You constantly come back into someone's life and then you hurt them. And then you say, oh, that's never going to happen. And then you do the very thing that you said wasn't going to happen.
Who said that to
wasn't
you?
gonna
Who
happen.
came into your life and promised you that at age 34, Tophia? Who swept into your life and promised you, I'm never gonna hurt you, girl? Don't worry, I got you. I know you're in a homeless shelter. I know you don't got nothing to offer. I know you got no skills. I know you got no money. I know you couldn't never raise no kids. But girl, I'm never letting you out of my life. Alright? You can take that to bed. Stand 10 toes on that all day, Tophia. Oh, girl. Like, who the fuck said that to you?
You said you wasn't going to do it. Yes,
child.
maybe it was one. Yes, that was. And I was stupid. Maybe I should have. When they said it, maybe that was a sign and I should have took it.
What? Unbelievable.
And I feel like that was an excuse because they knew they was going to do it again.
Let's just rewind that.
And I was stupid. Maybe I should have. When they said it, maybe that was a sign and I
When they said it, stop doing it. Maybe that was a sign,
should have took it.
and I should have took
And
it.
I feel like that was an excuse.
But it was really just an excuse. This is just more of, this is extreme paranoia. Like, that's unbelievable. That's the conclusion
They
you just
knew they was going to
unbelievable delusional thinking and paranoia and stuff. That is so delusional. It's
do it again.
You're not grounded in any reality. That's grounded in no reality, Tophia. Did you even just listen to the words that just came out of your mouth in a row? That's unbelievable. It's unbelievable that a human being formed that sentence.
But no, I'm not stupid for caring about people. I'm not stupid. Yeah, I care about people, so why would I feel horrible
Stupid
for
if you
that?
care about the
But
wrong people.
That being said, it's crazy.
Hey,
I'm not
Tophia,
much
do you
crazy.
care about
So,
other people in Guantanamo Bay? Like, I'm super against torture, and like, I'm trying to like keep this quiet because other people get more emotional about it. But as someone in and from New York my entire life, I was extremely impacted by 9/11 and know multiple people that were involved in it.
I'm an
And
idiot.
again, like she like so once again, she thinks she's the only person that's ever had terrible trauma. You know, yeah, Tophia. I never had to look at my dead brother, but knew just under half a dozen people that perished in the worst terrorist attack in the history of humanity. So, you know, no big deal. No one's comparing tragedies, right, Tophia? That'd be weird, right, to get on here and compare about how much worse your suffering and depression and everything is than everyone else's, right? That'd be super weird to do that.
Because I was blinded.
So, but anyway, here's the point I'm trying to get at is, there are definitely people you shouldn't love and shouldn't say that to you. Like, what? You would just say that blindly to anyone? Would you say that to, like, an Al Qaeda terrorist or, like, someone who, like, hates women or, like, a Trump voter? Like, Tophia being a Trump voter is. If you're a Trump voter, you're anti-LGBTQ, you're anti-trans, you're anti-everything good. So, would you be okay with that?
Here's what I was being presented. Well, it's not what I was being presented. It's what I saw. I saw myself in a way because I understood
Such a
that
fucking
people get
hypocrite.
misunderstood. I'm the most misunderstood.
You understand that people get misunderstood? You're such a fucking hypocrite. You're so judgmental and you're so petty and you're just such a narcissist.
Misunderstood. So for me, I felt like people were misunderstanding them. People did not get them the way that I got them. And they were like, well, you know what, this person's crazy, this person's psycho, this person is unstable. There are some unstable moments, to be honest with you, right?
Well, maybe you should have listened to those people then. Maybe the people warning you about the other person in the homeless shelter, like, were trying to do you a favor.
Yes, I'm safe. I understood everything that was
Thank
going
God
on.
Tophia is safe.
And for me, it was just like, oh, I was talking to someone online. They're like, your situations are similar. Whether yours is on social media and theirs isn't, you still have similar situations. And for me, people was always telling me it would never work out. Don't even try to make the friendship work.
Sorry for this noise. You guys might be some squeaking.
That's not what I was seeing.
I
And I
apologize.
still don't see that, even though I was hurt as badly as I was, because I
What?
still cared.
That doesn't make any sense.
I'm not going to stop caring about someone, even if they hate me.
Okay, you can care about someone that hates. Okay, yeah, sure. I have someone that, hates me, that I still cared about. Oh, I mean, maybe not as much anymore, but there was someone for a while that hated me that I would have still done anything for. But, that's not always the case, and it shouldn't always be the case. I was definitely a little bit too obsessive. This was someone I had been with for a while, and it was just,
Who I am.
I went to see them after a long time. It just didn't go well.
That's
I'll
how
just
I
leave
was
that story at that.
I feel like my hurdle is if I stop
So happy it all worked out that way because I met my wonderful, lovely wife.
You know what I mean? I'm abandoning them because I did
As a
say,
result of
and I did tell them,
my
no matter how much you
lifetime,
hurt me, I understand. I will
the
never.
accumulation of my
And
lifetime
then I
decisions.
can't because I hold on to that. If I
She's probably the
do
best thing
that,
that's ever happened.
I'm abandoning them. That's how I feel. That's really how I feel. Because
She's
I care
talking
too
about
much,
these
and it
people,
hurts.
this person that she
Because
knew
I
for
care
a little
about a lot
bit,
of
as if
people.
like she's
When I got
married to
close to
them.
someone online and they stopped, then they just when they
As if it's
disappeared
like the same
online,
thing about what I was
worried.
just
So I
talking
was like, hey,
about,
what's
like
going
my
on?
wife
Okay,
who I
because
knew for
the stuff that they
years.
were
I've known
posting
for
was bad depressing.
6 years now.
I mean, there's a lot going on here, but you know what I mean.
Married for
That's how
2
I
this
feel,
summer.
that if I just move on, I'm abandoning. And then I feel abandoned. I do. Everyone leaves
But
me
she
and
thinks
I'm
that like
alone.
moving
And
on
in
from
a
someone
sense,
after like
I
a
do have
month
my
or
mom, but
two
when
is
I'm
like,
guys, I have
oh,
nobody.
I'm giving up,
Being that
you guys. I'm
person to
giving
always
up on
take care of
love.
other people before I took care of
Other people
myself.
out there took
I
it,
always let
and
her heal.
we have to rewind that for a second just to listen to her say that one more time.
And in a sense, I do have my mom, but when I'm on guys, I have nobody. I've been that person to
Listen.
always take care of other people before I took care of myself.
Tophia is the one to put everyone before herself first, you guys. Just remember, you heard it from the horse's mouth right here. From the horse's mouth, sorry. Pause to
I
cough a
always
little
let
bit.
you okay, and it was not if I was okay, because I didn't care if I was okay. As long as they were okay, then everything is good in the world. And the fact that it's not okay.
How long did you know this person for, Tophia?
Because I'm the person who has to fix everything. Oh, what happened this is you, and then my brain keeps
Well, it sounds like there's nothing to fix. It sounds like they were very clear with you. You even said, yeah, I should have taken it as a warning, but I feel like they just used it as an excuse, which is the dumbest logic. It's insane that you can even, how your brain, the logic in your brain flows in that order. And that's, like, you literally, at step 2, you'd reach the proper conclusion, but you took it to step 3, which is completely paranoid and delusional, and it's wild.
I can't control what other people do. I can't control what happens. All I can control is myself.
Yeah, you're
And
right
I'm
about
trying to
that.
fix a situation that might never.
And it sounds like you're not controlling yourself at all. It sounds like you've as you've been saying throughout this video, keeping up, you're super depressed, you want it to all be over, blah, 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 blah. Your arms are paper and your legs are brittle, or whatever the SpongeBob quote is that I quoted before. Every morning I break my arms, every afternoon I break my legs.
And that's one thing that's always going to be stuck. You want someone to forgive you, and it's hard, and you'll never get that forgiveness.
Yeah, that's true. I've had to go through that, and it's extremely rough. And that's just reality, you know? You don't forgive other people for them, and they don't forgive you for you. When you forgive someone, you do it for your own self, to let go of hatred or something that you're holding on to. It's not for the other person, and the other person has no obligation to accept your apology or anything like that if you apologize to them, but you can grant someone forgiveness without them having to ask for it, because you can just forgive them in your heart, and you can move on from it, like, you know, I have with a lot of stuff, and I hope other people have too. But you are entitled to no apologies, you are entitled to no one accepting your apologies, but you can have the grace to forgive people. You think she forgives the person who hurt her brother? You think she's truly a forgiving, good person, you know?
When the person you truly care about hates you.
You think she has the same principles like me? Like, I am totally against the death penalty, and even though I just told you guys how I know multiple people that died on September 11th, I still think that mastermind of it, KSM, should be tried in a federal courtroom in New York and be found guilty and sentenced to life without the possibility of parole. I do not believe that we should execute him. Do you think she would have that same principled stand? Like, does she have any principles, really, or is it all just performative, and she'll say whatever she thinks people, like, should say to be a quote-unquote good person? Like, oh, I support LGBTQ people because I, you know, am one, so therefore I'm a good person, you know? I'm a person of color, so therefore I'm a good person, you know? Is that how it all works? If that's how it works, you guys let me know. I will reapply for the next year's racial draft and try and get my pale ass drafted like Dave Chappelle style. Save people and drowning? What?
I don't know. I had nothing to do with those situations, but I wanted to try to fix them.
What? What? I was so caught off guard. I was so caught off guard. But Tophia was just caught off guard what she was saying. She's like, well, I had nothing to do with that, but, you know, I wanted to do something about it. You didn't know?
To try to take that away, and I couldn't take away the pain and what was going on and what was happening because it was so chaotic, and then
you just said you had nothing to do with it.
It replays in my head. I relive it over and over again, and I can't relive it anymore. I want to be good. I just want to go. Imagine if
they have medicine, which, you know, it's got side effects. You guys, side effects. It's called Crazier, and it's actually for I think heart or blood pressure or something like that. But they can prescribe it for nightmares and night terrors if you have it. Just throwing that out there, Tophia. I know you're against medications and side effects.
And they went, right?
Yeah. Or take a pill, feel better, yeah. You have no idea what that's about, Tophia. You're never hooked on opioids. You don't know what taking a narcotic feels like or any of that shit. So shut the fuck up.
Because we all don't live forever, and that's what I'm talking about. I don't want people to pass away. I wish death never existed, but...
You wish death never existed? That's kind of a weird thought. So the population would never, like, it would just... So everyone would be alive forever. So, like, people from, like, 4000 BC would still be alive today. So they would have seen centuries and centuries of upheaval and changes in culture and civilization. What?
It does. And I know there's all these things.
And then we were just, if death didn't happen, like, I mean, we're already, the population's already growing, so if we then took death out of the equation, it would probably close to double the growth. So with it, like, I mean, what? That's crazy.
There's this guy that he does something, I don't know what he drinks, whatever it is. He's a rich guy that is doing things to prolong his life. Meaning,
oh, you mean you saw some rich guy on TikTok talk about how he does all this stuff and he's gonna try and live forever? Okay, yeah, and then he'll have a heart attack at 56, and
he's taking certain things that is gonna help.
you know, like,
to me, there might be things out there that might help you live forever. But I think people are not
what?
important things to prolong his life. Meaning that he's taking certain things.
Did she just say that she believes in the?
There might be things out there that might help you live forever.
To Tophia, there might be things out there that. To Tophia, there might be a fountain of youth, you guys. That's crazy. She's so fucking crazy. She is crazy. I'm convinced at this point. She just said that she thinks that there might be a fountain of youth out there, something that can make you immortal. That's absolutely bonkers.
But I think people are not immortal and no one's really going to live forever.
Wow, Tophia has come to the astounding conclusion that people aren't immortal. Do you guys know what animal actually can be immortal? Lobsters. They can actually, if they shed, if they're able to keep shedding, they can live forever. Problem is, though, they get stuck in their shells. Yeah. I watch Lobster YouTube. I'm sure a few other of you have watched the guy, you know, from New England who does the lobster videos. Don't act like you haven't, okay? We've all taken a deep dive into lobster fishing on YouTube. Or maybe it's just me, I don't know.
I do not like death. It's hard for me.
Oh, Tophia hates death and it's hard for her. She's the most unique person ever.
If someone dies, I take it hard. My friend's mother died, and I took that really hard for a whole week. Then
her friend's mother died, and she took it so hard for a week? How close were you with this lady? What?
I remember started dying left and right, and then when she died...
And then you just... Okay, Tophia just said how affected she is by death, and then she said that her friend's mother died, and then she just says... And then her family members started dropping dead left and right. You're clearly very affected by these deaths. Yeah. Oh, here's the plane sounds again. It's a fucking jetliner taking off. But as someone who flies quite a bit during the year, that's a fucking jetliner.
Sometimes
that's a fucking, like, Airbus A350 or a fucking Boeing 767. Just like
and it was a
787.
Up to the day that he ended up taking his life, he was happy. His kids were happy. His wife was happy. He was playing with them. He was having fun. But that still doesn't mean anything, right? When people say, oh, you have your mom. Yes, I have my mom, but that still does not just stop. That makes sense. That still does not stop the thoughts that come with depression and wanting to take your life. I'm sorry.
No one said that. I don't believe anyone ever said that.
Oh, you have your mom. Be happy. That's just not how it works.
Wow, what a fucking ungrateful bitch of a daughter.
I am reading a lot of things other than
I don't really know what else to say about that. Wow. Well, my mom's really not enough. Wow. Okay, you ungrateful bitch of a daughter. So I hope you lose her too. Not because she dies. I just hope she stops talking to you because she realizes how fucking horrible you are, and then you lose her too. And then you can truly know the pain. Like, wow, that was horrible. That's a horrible thing for her to say. That's unbelievable.
Let's say your friend accused you of something you didn't do, and this has nothing to do with the situation.
So then what are we talking? Let's say that this happened, and this has nothing to do with the situation, by the way. But let's just say it happened, okay?
I'm just saying, if your friend accused you...
Like, does she even hear herself speak in the same... This is the third or fourth time I've pointed out how within the same sentence, not only within the same sentence, but the sequence of words, she contradicts herself in a row. It's impressive almost that she never even accidentally doesn't. It's just Like, she never even accidentally messes up the order. Listen,
I am grieving so much. When you see, especially if you, let's say your friend accused you of something you didn't do, and this has nothing to do with the situation. I'm just saying, if you're
let's say your friend accused you of something you never did. And this has nothing to do with the situation, but I'm just saying, implying that I think it's analogous and has a lot to do with the situation. Okay,
friend accused you
Tophia,
of doing something you didn't do,
let's hear it.
and then they say, well, you know what, I know I don't want to be your
Let's
friend,
hear your
right?
hot
And
take.
then they walk around, they start posting, hanging out with other people, other friends. They're going places. They're happy without you. That's what hurts, right? That would hurt you. And the world keeps turning.
If you cared about that person as much as you did, because this is something that I did when I was younger, I cared about someone enough that when they left me, I wished nothing but the best for them. You said before you were talking about how much you cared for this person, but now you're talking about how like it's miserable for you that they're happy without you. And for me, it was not miserable, it was bittersweet. I wished that it was me, but I was happy that they were happy. Showing just again, once again, how narcissistic and selfish Tophia is. She can only think about herself.
My brother died. I was like, and it sucks when someone dies, the world keeps going. It's like you want the world to stop. You want time to stop, but it just doesn't.
For yours, you want, like,
bear anymore.
it's all for her.
I've been through so much trauma, I just can't take it anymore.
It's all for her.
There isn't anything left for me. I've been through so much that people are like, oh, you're strong. Yes, I have been strong. But, and I know what people says about the other person. To be honest, no, they are not ghosting me. I really do think something happened, and I do have to worry. This person is old. This person was 75 years old with
Paranoid once again, or delusional this time, when normally she would be paranoid. She's convinced that the reason someone isn't answering her phone calls, it must be like this gigantic conspiracy or something like that.
heart condition they were dying from.
Not conspiracy, it must be because she's dead, rather. It's the
Obviously,
only
they
other
haven't answered me
solution.
since last year.
Also, why was your best friend? The only time I knew someone, one of my friends that I used to use with, the only time he ever hung out with someone that was like, like we were in our 20s and this guy was like in his 50s or maybe early 60s even, was when we were all using dope together and we would go to the guy's house. And my friend had crashed there for a little bit when he was homeless, so like, it's a really weird, just really weird. Just the guy was, and by the way, the guy was a complete fucking weirdo. I'm not trying to be mean either. What the fuck was his name? Doug. Doug was a complete fucking weirdo. That's all I'm gonna say.
Because that's what happened, right? Because they were dying from a heart condition, and they haven't messaged me since last year. And trust me, they would have answered me. This is not a ghosting thing.
Well, there you go. The logical conclusion then from someone not answering you is they must be dead. Why look up obituaries or make phone calls to other people to inquire about it? You can just assume that they died.
We're already June, and they weren't living with
Probably a lot less painful than having someone else kick you out of their life, right?
I met them in a shelter, and we became friends, and there was some other people I became friends with. One of the other person left. They left the state. They just left. It was a whole thing. They were having a hard time getting a place, and some people leave for a new fresh start, whatever. But the last time I hung out with them, we went out to eat with the other person, and I was at the shelter with them, and then hung out with them and did something.
Just tweaked my neck.
That was the last night. I remember.
I gotta get through this, guys. I'm tired.
It was a really long message, basically saying that I'm a strong person and to hang in there because I have my mom, and just a really nice, sweet message. And I was like, thank you, and then I had reached out.
All the stuff that she just complained about and said that it wasn't enough, by the way. But as soon as this person sends her the message, oh my god, thank you so much. I am so strong. I can make it through all this. Fuck off.
How are you doing? Because I wanted to talk to them.
Like, fuck off. Shut the fuck up. At this point, like, just shut up.
So I know that they passed away. So I didn't pay for that, by the way.
You don't know that they passed away. If you really wanted to know, you could actually like look it up, pay like $10 or $15 to either get the public record or like just even Google obituaries or anything like that, or like call a funeral home or like anyone else that knew them. You could do like a million things to verify if this person's dead or not, and you would just rather assume that they are. So you can score some pity points and say, woe is me, this person died on me, actually. And also, it makes you feel better about yourself. Because then, instead of having to face the reality that maybe they stopped talking to you because of your terrible personality and your terrible behavior and your terrible actions and terrible world beliefs, that instead of it being because of that and be because of you, it's just a random event that was outside of your control that you had nothing to do with, and it really doesn't speak badly on you this way.
So this
Instead of her choosing not to talk to you anymore, which sounds like it could be equally as likely. What, we're just gonna assume that they died? Okay.
person was
Is that what you just do with everyone that stops talking to you? You assume that they die?
helping me with my legal stuff.
Yes, I get that they were older, but that's a terrible like
for
what?
my social media stuff.
And especially they were helping you this much, and then all of a sudden stopped answering, and like not a single relative got a hold of their phone or anything and said like, hey, like XYZ passed away. We know that you were close to them. Do you want to come to the funeral? Like you were so close with this person that if they died, you didn't even know if they had a funeral or services that you could go to. Like, okay, Tophia. You're so close to this person that they died and you don't know where the memorial service was, you don't know when the funeral was, you don't know when the burial was.
She was helping me try to find a lawyer. Sorry, the 10% battery came out, so I'm really gonna have to go charge my phone. But anyways, the whole lawyer thing. I didn't hunt her down. Actually, we talked. We were friends. We were friends in the shelter, bruh. What do you mean? I didn't have to hunt anyone down. I was friends. I made friends. No, I don't have a car. No, guys,
I don't believe her at all about friends in the shelter. Maybe one, maybe two. Maybe people that were polite to her just to avoid conflict, but no. Again, I knew some people that lived in these shelters, and they were not the type of people to fuck with Tophia. I'll just say that right now. They were the type of people that liked getting fucked up. That's all. I'll just say that. I mean, I'm just being realistic about it, and it's true about the ones I knew. Again, I know that not everyone in a homeless shelter is there because they have a substance problem. The ones I knew mainly were because I had a substance abuse problem, Like, I know that there are people in shelters grinding to make it out of there. I know that that's true because I know someone that worked at a shelter as well, not just people that were there. I also knew people that worked there
did not
at
like
certain
her.
ones too.
She was my friend. Oh, heck no. She is not gay. She's straight. She is very straight. Oh, no. Oh, my God. Don't do that. Please, she is very straight. Let's not go there with that one. I have mommy issues. How would I have mommy issues? That makes no sense considering the fact that I had a mom. And my mom was in my life.
Doesn't
If
mean
I had mommy
what?
issues, that would mean that my mom wasn't in my life.
That is not. No. Just no, that's so wrong. You can definitely have mommy and daddy issues if they're in your life. Sometimes worse than if they're not. Tophia, believe it or not.
Was it present? My mom
What bullshit. That's such an ignorant, stupid take. She didn't even think that out for a second. You can tell. She didn't even think about what she just said. Because if she even thought about it for like half of a second, and if she had even 2 brain cells to rub together to spark just like the barest of fires, she would realize how stupid that sentence was.
The one that took care of us when my dad got sick and wasn't taking his medication when we were living at my grandma. My mom's been there for me. My dad, not so much.
The medication he wouldn't take, or the medication you made him stop taking?
I didn't have abusive parents. I had great parents. What are you talking about? That is weird.
Oh, her parents weren't abusive. She talks all the time about how her dad was financially abusive to her and how they used to yell at her and do all this stuff and emotionally abuse her. But now they're suddenly perfect,
The way I taste, that sounds weird.
parents.
What? Not really. I don't really.
Talked about how her dad financially abused her all the time. He made me put money into businesses.
You can have your parents there, but not me.
Yeah, the
My parents never
$20 that
left me
you
alone. My
fucking
parents-
probably took from
There
them.
was always a
I
parent
mean,
there
you
to
didn't
tell me
work,
right
so
from wrong.
where else
That
did
makes
you
sense. But who even cares? I know I don't have mom issues, but I got my phone is dying. Anyways, have a good day.
You definitely have some sort of mother issue, and the reason they say that is because you refuse to go visit her.
Have a good day, and I appreciate it. I'll see you guys later.
That's why that.
Subscribe for more videos.
That's why that was that. Anyway, that was it. I'm done with Tophia right now, you guys.
Respectful. I don't
I hope that was enjoyable. Sorry, I sounded a little bit more lethargic, but I think I was just trying to get through it faster because it's still almost an hour and a half off of a 45-minute video, so roughly once again double the time, which I'm really trying to shoot to lower that. Anyway, shout out again to everyone. Shout out to Santoki Heinsbug. Shout out to VokalTheSlugcat. I hope you get a chance to watch this one, dude. Shout out to my fan Ray D. And shout out to anyone else that's watching. And Tophia is crazy. She's actually crazy. Again, I believe she's schizophrenic, but she might have some other type of schizoaffective or schizotype disorder or personality disorder. It is possible. I can't diagnose her from here, but she has something, and I do think it's full schizophrenia. Because it would also explain, again, like I said earlier, like a lot of the not being able to get a job or not wanting a job and like these totally delusional beliefs that she has. But one could argue that her delusional beliefs are somehow rooted in reality. Like, oh, I'm going to get a house because if you put your name on a list for houses, people, get housing eventually. So, like, that is kind of rooted in reality, but the part that's not is that she believes that they're going to give her a $500,000 home, that she'll somehow then be able to afford all that shit that she talks about. Like, she claims to know about property tax, she claims to know about utilities and all this shit, and she, like, is completely delusional if she thinks that they'll just give her a house with that, and then she'll suddenly be able to pay for all that out of nowhere. So, like, she has these crazy lines of thought and logic that make no sense to a normal person. Her speech is so pressured. Like, she'll be like forcing words out. She won't even be able to finish a sentence before she starts the next one. She starts on random tangents. Even someone in this video, if you remember, like halfway through, they said like she was ranting or that she was ranting or rambling. She's like, no, I'm not ranting or rambling. Like, yes, you were. You just were talking about you had started talking about one thing, and by the end, you had been talking about something so different that the two could not have been any less related things. It was wild. So, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm going to try and stay back on the grindstone with this. I apologize for letting it slip. That's my bad. It really is my bad, especially because I know the one key to its channel is being successful, is consistency. So anyway, thanks for watching, you guys. Have a good evening or day or whatever, wherever you are. And this is K-Mac, and I will talk to you later. Probably get a lot more Tophia content the next day or two, and if not, I actually maybe will catch up on one or two that I did watch, so do a video on them. But yeah, Tophia is out of her mind. She really is. So yeah, that's why she's great. All right, have a great evening or whatever. You guys take it easy.